Here's the third and final video to show you my entire rose perfume collection. I've kind of grouped them into how I want to talk about them. So these you're already familiar with. I showed them in the first video. These are my favorites, so I'm not going to talk about them again. And these here I would call my secondary rose perfumes. They have rose in them, but not necessarily what I would grab any time of the year. This is Rose Cashmere by Parfums de Rosine, and it's beautiful. But we get really humid summers here, and when it gets humid, you really want to go, you can't really even go easy on the atomizer with this. It's kind of balsamic, a little spicy, very deep, and even during the humid months, it's just not going to work. But any time else time of the year, just as long as it's not humid, it's actually very beautiful. Just, I have to really look at the weather and decide if I'm going to wear this one. This Keiko Macheri Mogador is a beautiful Soliflor. I like it. I wear it occasionally. It is a Soliflor, so unlike the April Aromatic San Francisco Rose, which is mostly a Soliflor but has a lot of little patchouli to give it some depth, to give it a little difference. This is pure rose. I don't think you'll find a better quality rose Soliflor out there, so if it's something you're looking for, I would say give this one a try. Oh, heavy sigh for this one. Jo Malone. Lovely, but the famous Jo Malone staying power. No longevity whatsoever. If you're the kind of person who doesn't mind topping off every 2 to 3 hours, you may not mind. But I don't really carry perfume with me in my purse, so if I spray it in the morning, it's not going to be there by lunch, and it kind of irritates me. This is Peony and Blush Suede. I sometimes layer it with this free sample gift for purchase I received, which helps a little bit with the longevity, but not a lot. Sometimes I try and layer it with one of the cologne intense, which also helps a little bit, but then that changes the character of the perfume. And I know you're supposed to layer Jo Malone scents, but sometimes I just really want just this because it really is gorgeous. And this is the Tudor Rose and Amber from the Jo Malone Rock the Ages collection that came out, I want to say during the summer. And it interesting, it actually starts just like Lyric Woman, but only an initial spray. After that, it does turn into its own thing. It's a very beautiful perfume as well. I think you can still even find these online. Again, you're going to be spraying it 2 to 3 hours. And if you're the type of person who carries perfume around with you, or on the weekend, you don't mind topping off that often, it's pretty. It's lovely. There's nothing wrong with it. And this is, ooh, this beauty. This is by Kilian Incense Oud. Interesting that the by Kilian and the Tower Perfumes Incense Rose actually have the exact same 3 notes in dry down. It's going to be incense, rose, and cardamom. And where they differ is Incense Oud has oud as its 4th note, and Incense Rose has mandarin as its 4th note, and it actually creates 2 very different scents. I probably like this more for the incense than the rose. I see the rose, it's beautiful, but I prefer this if I'm in the mood for an incense scent. So let's talk about the Towers. Andy Tower is amazing when it comes to how he blends his perfume, his fragrances. He blends them so well, it really is hard to pick out any individual note. They're all working so well together. It's hard to say, okay, this is the rose, this is the mandarin, this is this is that, as well as with the Vanilla Flash and the Fille Rose de Kandahar. I know the roses in there, but I can't pick out any individual thing. This is also another one I probably like it more if I'm looking for a spicy kind of smoky scent and not necessarily the rose. I love this scent. It's amazing. Another gushing. It's I would say it's exuberant. I think it's the blend of the incense, rose, and mandarin and cardamom. It just makes it such a, I don't want to say happy scent. It's a great scent. If you can get a sample, I'm going to say sample this one. Fee and Rose de Kandahar is it is tobacco, it's rose, and it's apricot. And like I said, it is so well blended that I cannot pick the rose out. I can't pick out the apricot. I can't pick out the tobacco. It's just a deep scent, and it's beautiful. And what he does with his scents is they're not linear. You spray them on, and all the fragrances develop at the same time. So you'll get your scent will shift, but it's not like one scent comes forward and another recedes. It's just they all do something as they're drying down. And oh gosh, I still love this stuff. And Vanilla Flash does what it says on the bottle. There's rose, and again, he probably made vanilla a little more prominent in this, so you do get the vanilla. But again, he's blended this so well. This is gorgeous too. You're not going to say, oh yeah, I'm wearing a rose scent. All of these, I love them. I could probably, if someone said, okay, pick only one from your collection, which would it be? And I'd say, okay, it'd have to be one of these because totally gorgeous. And these are rose scents. They have rose in them. They're voted to have rose in them. But I think their most prominent scent is the most dominant scent, and I can't find it. This is Juliet Has a Gun, Citizen Queen. And what I get mostly from this is aldehydes, aldehydes, iris, and then some leather. And I think rose is voted number 3, but I'm not really detecting the rose. It's beautiful, but not a rose to me. This is Kenzo Flower by Kenzo. Oh, hard to see. Kenzo Flower by Kenzo. And what's interesting about this is, yes, there's rose there, but the difference in the voting is by about 200 points, which to me means really you're getting a lot of violet. You will get some rose when you spray it on and it's drying down, but in the end, it's going to be violet. Montel Paris Red Oud is more of a gourmand oud to me. I said before in my oud preview video that it smells like lemon sugar cookies, and really it does. And that's probably the lemon is the rose. Sometimes rose can have like a lemony kind of hint to it, and I think that's what's giving it that lemon sugar cookies kind of gourmand scent. Still love it. And the last one is Hermes Iris. The nose behind this is Olive Giacobetti. And again, rose is the second scent on Fragrantica, but there's such a difference between iris, the first accord, and rose, the second accord, that this is really mainly iris, and then everything else that's in this scent is supporting that note, but it's not prominent in that note. Also great if you're an iris lover like I am. So here we are, my rose scents. Oh look, my flowers died. Boo-hoo. I have to get some more. Anyway, hope you have a great week. Happy New Year.